Hey, my name is Malcontent and today I'll be taking a look at Divinity Original Sin 2. It was released on 14 September of 2017, developed and published by Larian Studios. First of all, I'm going to avoid any potential spoilers, so no important fights here or NPC dialogues that reveal very important quest or a story. I haven't played any previous Larian Studio games, so this is my first encounter with Divinity World. Game offers single-player campaign, Game Master mode, co-op and arena mode. Sadly, I did not have the opportunity to test any multiplayer gameplay yet, so everything I'm saying here is based solely on single-player campaign experience. And speaking of it, I clocked almost 40 hours in, and I think that's just enough for early impression of that game. What this game is? It's an RPG game with tactical turn-based combat, set up in fantasy world filled with monsters, dungeons, riddles and secrets. Amount of player freedom and choices distinguish this RPG from the pack. You can either create your own character or choose one of the pre-made ones. There is plenty races to choose from: dwarves, elves, lizards and of course humans. I'm usually a player that prefer to create my own character, but this time on a hunch I decided to play one of pre-made ones. You can still play any class you want, pre-made character just give extra story and motivation, and make you more invested in them. Worth mentioning is that if you like more than one pre-made character, up to 3 of them can join your party pretty early on, of course with their own motivation, stories and agendas, not always aligning with yours. Or you can create your own band of men if you prefer that. Biggest advantage of choosing one of pre-made characters is being invested into their story and crafting their future by choices in-game. Not playing previous games in the universe, I was afraid to be overwhelmed by the new world. Surprisingly, nothing like that happened. World is very well built and you discovered it in perfect pace. I'm not going to mention too much about it, I don't want to spoil experience of your first journey into that meticulously created world. Divinity Original Sin goes well past most of competition in terms of decision making. Dialogues are more than a wheel with illusion of choice. Almost every quest can be concluded few different ways and change further gameplay. Sometimes cliché bad guys are actually the good guys, sometimes holier than thou NPC is actually bad. Most of the time it's up to your conscience to decide if even there is something as good and evil in this world. Grey line is pretty thick and NPC have their own motives. You can romance them, you can steal from them, you can help them accomplish their goals, and every of that choices will change how your and their future looks. You can be proud savior of the world, you can be a ruthless murderer that only cares about gold and power and everything between. Options are up there, it's up to you to use them. Story is rather serious, but you are not in danger of cutting yourself on its edge. Of course, there are lighter moments, but world and circumstances are rather grim. You and your companions will visit many breathtaking locations, but only one of you will ascend and become the divine. Are the gods playing with you? Or maybe it's you who plan on using them. Not only the main story is well written, side quests are joy to do as well. They put world you are in the context, give you extra insight into people's lives. When I mentioned that every decision changed the world, I did not mean only main story aspect. Side quests are as important and influential. If you are a fan of Planescape Torment, or you just like rich dialogue choices and silver-tongue solutions, you will be in heaven. Magic and muscle is still handy, so if you prefer that kind of solutions, don't fret. Combat is fun, I would even say best in base combat I think I ever played. You start each turn with set amount of action points, different action costs you different amount of points. Special attack 3, using healing potion 1. Movement cost depends on the distance you want to travel. Your turn lasts either as long as you have action points to spend, or you decide to end it. Planning each round ahead and proper formation makes your life easier. What makes fight really interesting is the elemental interaction. Casting lightning spell on enemy standing in pool of water will create very satisfying wave of shocking stuns to everyone standing in it. You can light up poison field or put them down with water. With addition of blessings and curses, you can create whole new amount of combination, like cursed fire or holy rain. You can use combination outside of combat as well. My personal favorite was soaking area with rain, setting it on fire, creating mist, and then with no one seeing, stealing everything that wasn't bolted to the ground. Having so many options make fight definitely more fun, and with enough of planning you can overcome difficult situations. Speaking of difficulty, game offers 4 different ones. Explorer mode, which is focused on exploration instead of combat. Classic mode, basically normal difficulty meant to challenge the player. Tactician mode, harder with enemies being stronger and smarter. Honor mode, same difficulty as Tactician, but you are limited to 1 save, and if your whole party dies, that save is erased. I played on Classic, and in my opinion is the perfect place to start. Some encounters wiped the floor with me, but after altering my strategy and trying some new things, I got my revenge. Combat is challenging, and you will have to quickload from time to time, but I haven't felt like I'm hitting brick wall at any point. Sound design is top quality, score that ranges from epic battle themes to small town background melodies. Fully voiced cast of characters makes talking with the NPC real pleasure. I honestly think this game is canon of RPG genre. With the amount of freedom and choices offered to player, Larian Studios put the bar very high for other RPGs. Looking forward for the next title from them. Most likely, if you reach this part of my video, you know how I feel about this game. I wholeheartedly recommend it. If you like RPGs, this one is a must-have. If you ever wanted to try RPG, this one is perfect to start with. Divinity Original Sin 2, available on Steam for €42, or your regional equivalent. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, consider subscribing for more content like this. If you have questions, leave a comment below. Leave a like if you think I did good job. See ya in the next one.